Cleaning Nation, it is time. Time to have some fun, to soak up some wisdom, and to give you everything you need to grow your cleaning company. Do you love the show? Is your life just better as a member of Cleaning Nation? Well, if you want us to keep cranking out that metric ton of cleaning awesomeness all for free, you got to show the love on iTunes with a 5-star rating and a good review. Now, if you hate the show, stop listening right away and feel free to shoot me an angry email. Now, if you're getting massive value, feel free to spread the love, share the show, tell your friends, share us on Twitter, on Facebook, subscribe on iTunes, YouTube, tattoo it on your forehead, show the world that you are a proud card-carrying member of Cleaning Nation. Today, we are chatting with Vince Crooks from the Skyla Company. Skyla Company has been serving the Los Angeles, California area with commercial cleaning and professional moving services since 2015. Janitorial by Skyla Co handles the commercial cleaning side. If you want to reach out to Vince and his team, you can get a hold of them at www.skylaco.com, S-K-Y-L-A-C-O, skylaco.com. Vince, welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you, my friend. So tell me how you got into you may be the first cleaning company / moving guys that I've had on the show. How'd that happen?
Kind of a roundabout story, but bottom line is, my dad was always an entrepreneur. His wish all his life was to own his own business. And he died about 3 years ago, and he never fulfilled his dream. So when he died, I just remembered everything he had taught me throughout the years, and I decided to take a chance and go for it. So I started with the moving company, which is a moving / U-Haul dealership, and I had a partner who was supposed to be the other side of the business. He ended up not fulfilling his side, so I had to find something else to replace him. And I started looking into janitorial franchises, and that's how I got started. And a year and a half later, the janitorial size is growing.
So the partner's out, the janitorial's in, life is good.
It's getting better.
I will take getting better, my friend. All right. So, so tell us a little about you before we jump into the coaching. You got wife, kids, you're in LA. What do you do for fun? Give us a little background.
I'm originally from New York. I'm 56 years old. I have a 13-year-old son who is about as tall as me now, plays baseball. He's also in the Navy Cadets. My wife helps me with my business. She runs the commercial side of the business. She runs the residential side. I run the commercial side. Been living in California for a little over 20 years. My passion on the side is softball. I'm a big softball player, and scuba diving.
That's funny. I know exactly. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, I know exactly one other Vince, and he also loves softball.
Grow my business so I can.
Go ahead.
Oh, really? Only one other?
I know one Vince, and he's a big softball guy. So it's just funny. As soon as you said softball, I'm like, Vince, is that you? Anyway, go ahead, brother. What was you saying?
Yeah. I was hoping to grow my business so I have more time to play softball and scuba dive. That's my passions.
Well, God bless you. I will avail myself to help you because those are two fine goals, my new friend.
Thank you.
All right, well,
appreciate that.
Let's jump right in. What can I do to help you today?
One of the issues I've been having, and I find it recurring, is retaining good employees. The janitorial business is kind of a part-time gig for most employees. It's a minimum wage job. I try to pay people the best I can, but a lot of the contracts that I get, people aren't able to pay that much in order to afford me to be able to pay employees, $15, $20 an hour. Can't do that. So I'm finding a lot of times I get people that are really enthusiastic at the beginning, and they start working and they work for a month or two, and then they fall off, and then I'm stuck looking for another employee to replace them. I was just wondering if you have any feedback on, how do you go about retaining good employees?
Boy, oh boy, do I have feedback, my friend. I spent the last 20 years building companies. My first was a cleaning company. So, first of all, I just want to full disclaimer. This is not a book that I've read or some guru I listened to. This is literally me hiring, firing, getting quit on by hundreds of employees over the last couple of decades. So that said, yes, is the short answer. Yes, I have a bunch of crap. Let's jump in. First of all, gosh, there's so much. Let's set expectations. So we are in the cleaning business. We are not asking people to perform brain surgery or, get on stage or sing. Or this is hard work that is not glamorous, right? It's not. So long story short, we can make this problem or this issue a lot better. We can make your life a lot better, but it will, I don't want to set up expectations that employees will never be an issue in your company because that's not fair, but we can change them to this kind of necessarily evil that we hate and we feel like we have to do to a source of actually enjoyment and pleasure where you actually enjoy the employees that you've got in the community that you've built. So if you're okay with that, we can jump in.
Yep.
Cool. Let's do it.
Okay with that.
All right. So the first and foremost, you got to start by attracting the right people. I have found there's nothing harder in life. I should say nothing harder, but there are a few things harder in life than trying to convince somebody to do something that they don't want to do. So if you've got the wrong person that either wants, doesn't want the hours that you need, or isn't used to working, or thinks it's a dumb job, or whatever, you try and work them into doing what you do, it's a bad scene. So the way that you do that is kind of look at what they've done before. If it's been a lot of white collar jobs and they've never done anything like this, that doesn't mean they're not qualified, but that means they may not know how hard it is, and that I wouldn't even say it's a red flag, but it's a yellow flag. So the big thing is start by attracting the right people. Right. The way that you do that is you run the ads right, you run your interview process right, and you just make sure that you're clear with your core values and you're attracting people that share those core values. Let's talk a little bit about that because that's big. Many people first of all, so many people think it's pay. Well, the reason we can't get good people is because I can't pay $20 an hour. I can only pay 10. So I have to get, and $10 an hour people are bad and $20 an hour people are good. That is absolutely not the case. The thing that you need to pay and that you can compete with is community. These people typically are either, if they're full-time or this is the only job that they've got, this is probably their 7th or 12th crappy $10 an hour minimum wage type job in the last 5 years. And you're just the next crappy $10 an hour boss on the line. And if you fire them or they quit and they don't feel like coming in, they'll just go get another $10 an hour crappy job tomorrow. Does that sound familiar at all?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
That's exactly what I've been dealing with.
Perfect. Not perfect, but good. Then we're on the right track. So the way that you compete with that's not money. Right. Well, I'll give you $11 an hour because they'll just, again, first of all, if you attract a person, it's like, well, I want the absolute top dollar, and they're just going to leave you for a nickel an hour 2 months in, right? So that's not what you're looking for. What you're looking for is people that share your core values. So for me, all the companies I've had for the last decade have been have fun, make money, be real, and help out. So when I put out ads or my employees talk to their friends and family, and I'll give you a spoiler, the best employees are going to come from your best employees. So if you've got a really good employee that you just loves the work, loves the job, they show up, they don't lie, they don't cheat, they don't steal, your next best employee probably knows your current best employee. So you want to arm them with lots of stories. And if you've got employees going, well, this guy pays a nickel more than I made at the other place, or their systems are crappy and you can cheat them by not turning in a proper timesheet, that's the kind of people that you're going to get, right? So when we say you want to start by attracting the right people, you want to make sure that the story going out is the right story, whether it's a story told by one employee to a prospective employee, whether it's a story told on your hiring information that you're putting out. So instead of those kinds of stories, you want stories like, they're into having fun around here. We actually are goofy and we shoot videos and we have company parties and we get together and I care about the human being next to me. They talk about help out, and they don't just say that. We actually help one another out. So you want to make sure that you've got, and your core values don't have to be my core values, but you do have to have some core values. If the only thing that you have to offer is $10 for an hour of hard work, you're constantly going to be dealing with this. The good news is, because all they've had is crappy jobs their whole life, when you just give them some appreciation, some love, some recognition, show that you value them as a human being, have a team where they value each other, and they go, well, I can't just leave because not only do I love Vince, but we play softball on the weekends and my whole team's here and this is my community. This is a part where I belong. And when they wake up with a hangover on Monday and want to not show up, instead of going, F it, I'm just going to quit and I'll be out of here and I'll get another crappy job tomorrow. They're like, I can't leave Vince. I can't, my wife knows Susie's wife or Susie's husband. We all hang out, blah, 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 blah. So the big trick is to create a community and make sure that that's the unique thing, because you can't give them the $20 an hour. And trust me, I've had $20 and $40 and $80 an hour employees that they all have their own issue. The thing that you can give them that they haven't gotten anywhere else is a community, somewhere to belong, recognition, appreciation. And the beautiful thing about all of those things I talked about, they're all either free or virtually free, right? You might put on an event every month that costs a couple $100, but virtually free. Thoughts so far?
Right. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Let me give you one other.
Actually,
go ahead.
I was going to say, I actually kind of have that kind of going on one side, because in one area where I have accounts, I've been using a lot of my softball network. So my crew chief is he plays softball with me also, and we've been recruiting people from the softball side. So that kind of community spirit, and I've noticed that crew tends to be work a lot better than the other people I've been trying to get on the other side of town.
Perfect. I'm glad that you're seeing that, because it
makes sense.
Yeah, and that's just how it works. Let me give you a couple other quick, you and Clean Nation, a couple other quick things, and we'll hit the lightning round. The next thing is you want to make sure that you've got systems to bring in employees. So many times people kind of have this fallacy of, I need employees, or no, we're good on employees right now. That's not how you run it. That is absolutely not how you run it. Same with, and it's very similar, client attraction, employee attraction the process is very similar in a lot of ways. First and foremost, we're always looking for clients, right? There should not be I don't need any clients right now, I'm full. If you're not growing, you're dying. That's unhealthy for a customer or for a company. Just say, these are the customers we have. We don't want any more. You may not die tomorrow, but a couple years out, you're definitely going to have a problem. You might as well sell that business and let someone else take the reins that's going to do it. So we should constantly be looking for new customers and growing, and we get that, but we don't make that same translation to employees. And what happens is, certainly on the customer side, a lot of times entrepreneurs will run to, oh my gosh, we don't have enough customers, I want to grow. So they'll do a bunch of client attraction activities, marketing and sales and all this stuff. And then the customers will start filling up. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh my gosh, we don't have enough people. Our operations side is struggling. So they'll drop everything on the customer getting side, run over to the operations. And then that starts coming up like, oh my gosh, I need and they go back and forth. The problem is they lose inertia every time that they do that. So the big solution for that is to keep both of those flywheels, and that's it. There's really only those two. The only other thing you've got to do is accounting, which is fairly easy. But if you've got you've got systems that are constantly bringing in a fresh stream of prospects, that the right prospects, not just any prospects, you want to keep that going. You don't stop and start like, we're good on prospects. Oh, now we need prospects. You keep it running. Same thing with employees. Instead of kind of being like, well, I need 2 employees and I'm going to hire those 2 and then I'm going to quit. You want to create systems where you've always got 50 or 60 resumes coming in. You might be doing 3 or 4 interviews. I suggest group interviews, 3 or 4 of those. You have 3 or 4 people every week in a group interview, and you just constantly have this process of getting people in. And people always go, well, I don't have the work. Okay, so let's talk about what that means. What you're saying is, say I've got 20 employees and I've got 7 people, I've got this system going that's constantly bringing me a steady stream of people. And, in 3 to 5 hours a week, of those 50 or 60 people that are coming in, I discover 3 or 4 amazing employees that I would love to hire, but I don't have any room for them. They literally will complain, I can't have that. Of course you can. So what happens is when you do lose somebody, instead of starting from scratch with, I've got to run an ad, and then I've got to do an interview, and I've got to do the second interview, and then I've got to hire them, and these are going to show up. And then 3 weeks later, maybe you've got another employee, maybe you don't. You tap someone that you just talked to yesterday that you're like, you know what? I'd love to have you. We're going to hire you. We just don't have the space right now, but we love you. And you start building a bullpen of people that you'd love to hire and that want to work for you. So when somebody quits or you feel like you need to fire them, and I don't know if you've had this yet, Vince, but so many of us are held hostages by employees where we're like, I know I should fire you, but if I don't fire you, I'm out cleaning. The best inoculation for that,
absolutely,
is to have a list of people that want to work for you and that you want to hire. So that's the big thing is, first of all, create a community. Don't just have pay. Second, have a system where you've got a constant stream of good qualified employees coming to you that's greater than the need for employees that you have. Once you've got that going, you're still going to have employee issues, but man, your life is going to be a lot better. Thoughts, questions, or comments before we hit the lightning round?
That sounds good. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I knew I'd give you some value, my friend. All right, let's turn the tables, give you the opportunity to give some value to Cleaning Nation. I'm going to ask you 3 quick questions. You're going to give 3 amazing answers. Question number 1, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
My aunt told me, don't borrow money.
All right. I don't know how you could argue with that. That's
my uncle.
Go ahead.
my uncle back east has been building a business, and he's been, he's been doing it like 5-6 years now, and he's just gotten to the point where he's good. I borrowed money with my partner when I first started, and I regret it. And I've been just, using my revenue and my savings, and just paying cash for what I can, and that's a much better way to go than being in hock. So when you borrowed, advice is don't borrow money.
When you borrowed money and it didn't go well, did you get a big "I told you so" from your aunt, or was she nice?
No, I didn't tell her.
Well, hopefully she doesn't listen to this podcast, so you've got a big "I told you so" coming, man. All right, question 2: what's the biggest mistake you've made in the cleaning business that we can all learn from?
Biggest mistake was taking in a partner. Like I said before, I took in a partner, someone I knew for 15 years, and fronted most of the money to get us started, banking on our friendship, and that did not work out. So if you can do it yourself, do it yourself. If you have a partner, make sure there's clear separation of revenue streams or debt, responsibilities, everything. They are over there and you're over here. Just don't have a partner if you can. And if you have to have the partner, it should be your wife. And even that you might want to be careful with too.
Man, you know what? I'm one of these days I'm going to do an episode just on partnerships, because I probably heard more brain damage and heartache and pain from partners than any other topic. All right, last question.
Yeah.
What's one idea that Cleaning Nation can put into practice today? Something simple and easy that they can put into practice right away to improve their lives and or their businesses.
Well, what's helped me a lot is I got QuickBooks. I went out and did the online version and set up all my banking and everything in QuickBooks, and it's made my life so much easier. I can do my payroll through there. I can do my P&L through there. I can do all my financial reporting through there. It automatically syncs up my banking information. All I have to do is go through and line item my deposits and withdrawals. And it just makes my life so much easier.
All right.
So I would definitely recommend that.
Well said, Vince. I couldn't agree more. If you don't have your books straight, this business is hard enough with good books. If your books are a mess, I don't want to say you have no chance, but you'd have to be a better man than I did to make that work. Vince, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for sharing your passion, your desire to grow. I appreciate you. I know that Cleaning Nation appreciates you. When you want to check out Vince's show notes page and get everything you need to grow your cleaning company, it's all at growmycleaningcompany.com. Leave your questions, your comments, your rude remarks. I will see you there.
Congratulations! You are now 16% smarter. Still can't get enough cleaning goodness? Go to www.growmycleaningcompany.com for more of the good stuff. Ever want to be rich and famous? Owners of cleaning companies as well as industry experts can apply to be featured on the show by emailing our producer Natalie at support@growmycleaningcompany.com. Until then, don't miss out on all the latest cleaning industry lovin' at www.growmycleaningcompany.com. Check it out now.